Hi, you guys. My name is Crystal Barrett-Stuart. I am from Abbotsford, British Columbia, Canada, and in 2015, I had what looked to be like a circle, like a red circle bite right here on my collarbone. I had no idea at the time what it was. I thought it was a ringworm, and kind of sort of Googling, like most of us do, to see what it could be. I saw that Lyme popped up in the search. Didn't know much about Lyme, as many people don't, and so I went to my doctor anyway and just said, hey, could this be Lyme? I have this circle. She said, no, it's probably just a spider bite or a bug bite. Lyme isn't in this part of Canada unless you're in like the rural woods, and dismissed me. So following those days, I started to get severe night sweats. I'd wake up and my bed would be soaked, my pillow, and I'd be like, what the heck? I never would sweat like that. And then I started having a difficulty swallowing. It would kind of come and go. And then one day my whole left side went completely numb. And I thought I was having a stroke. I called the nurse line and she said, is this normal? My whole left side's numb. They took me to the hospital in an ambulance. They did a bunch of tests, said, nah, everything seems to be fine. You're probably just chronic fatigued. Okay, that's really bizarre. And then I started getting bits of anxiety, like panic attacks, like anxiety that wouldn't go away. Like my heart would be fast, just weird. And I was like, there's something not right. I started getting lumps in my stomach, these weird lumps, and I just kept feeling like a hypochondriac because I kept going back to the doctor, back to the doctor. Okay, now there's this, now there's this, now there's this. And she just kept dismissing me and saying, I think that you, like, this is in your head. Like, there's something not right in your head. Made me feel crazy. So I'd always walk out feeling crazier walking out than I did when I was walking in. You know, oh, maybe it's anxiety. Maybe it's depression. You know, maybe you got IBS. Maybe you got chronic fatigue. It just didn't seem right. I know myself. Nobody knows us like we know ourselves, or our bodies. I'm intuitive. I knew something was going on, and I wanted to find an answer, and the doctors were not giving me any answers. So later in the year, I found out I was pregnant as I was trying to figure out what was wrong, and I ended up having a miscarriage at just before the 12-week mark. That was the end of 2015. April 2016, I found out I was pregnant again, and had to put kind of my health on hold, and I didn't know if my body could handle being pregnant because I knew there was something wrong. So I was very sick during my pregnancy, was throwing up every single day, was so sick, could barely walk at the end. My hip was just, felt like it was out of place. And then my son was born 5 weeks early. And then my son got really sick, and he got RSV, and then he got pneumonia. His lungs collapsed. We were airlifted to the ICU in Victoria. It was an awful month. That was December of 2016. He was only 3 weeks old. That was incredibly stressful. And then once we got home, January 2016, I felt great. I felt good. My son was home. He was okay. And slowly, though, like every month, there was something new that kept adding to my list. And then I thought, oh my gosh, is this post-traumatic stress from what we just dealt with? And then the swallowing was worse. I could not swallow for the life of me. Could not eat food properly. Like the muscles just weren't working in my neck. So I started to all I could eat was protein shakes and soup and green drinks. Then I started to feel incredibly, I just wanted to isolate myself. And anybody that knows me, I'm not that person. I want to be out helping people, making a difference. I love life. I love people. And I just wasn't me. And I knew there was something wrong. And the doctor just kept saying, here, I think you need anxiety medication. And I walk in with 40 different symptoms. Yeah, Lyme disease has about 40 different symptoms. And they would say, one symptom at a time, and they would focus per symptom. So made me feel even crazier. So you know what? I am full of anger, I am full of resentment, and I'm full of fear. And so I need to purge these emotions because they're not healthy. I need to do something good with it. So I just want to create awareness because this is a really awful disease. It takes over your body, it takes over your life, it takes over your brain. And it costs a lot of money. And it's a very lonely, lonely disease. So I want to feel those emotions with love, replace them with love and hope. And I want to help others because I'm obviously meant to go through this because my purpose in life is to make a difference, to make an impact, to inspire, to help others. And so I need to create some awareness. There's not enough awareness, and it is becoming an epidemic in Canada. I know so many people now that are from all over the Lower Mainland. And I'm sorry, but if you're telling me that Lyme disease doesn't exist and we live in BC with the most wooded area, people with dogs go to their vet all the time for Lyme disease vaccines. So many people that I know that take ticks off of their dogs. How is it not possible that a tick can't jump on a person? Okay? You go to the CDC website and there's a whole warning. There's even a nice little children's book warning you about ticks. You turn on the TV and within 1 minute you'll at least see a pharmaceutical, you'll see a commercial for a vaccine, but you will not see a public service announcement about Lyme disease and ticks and how awful this disease is and how it can destroy your life. So I'm doing a public service announcement because this is really important. Young children, I know of teenagers that were doing well, loving life, and then suddenly bedridden, and they don't know why, and the doctors can't figure it out and tell them that they're depressed, and they're not, and their moms know them, and they know they're not depressed. This is about to become a serious problem, and our healthcare system is not taking responsibility. They're ignoring it. They're saying it doesn't exist, but then you go to the CDC website, and there's warnings about it. Germany's ahead of the game. They know that, you go to Germany, people are having to leave the country. They're having to try and find Lyme literate doctors to try and get help because it's such a complicated disease. It's like an onion. There's so many layers to it. So I went to California and I am so blessed and I'm so lucky that I had the opportunity to go and have stem cell therapy. And I'm in week 4 since I've been home. It's been a definite roller coaster. Lots of symptoms, lots of healing going on. But I need to focus on dealing with these emotions that come with it because I'm angry. And like so many people, they just feel like there's no help, like the medical system. You think we have this free medical care, and we're so lucky to live in Canada, have free medical care. But it actually, when you really need it, it might end up costing you your life. So I think there needs to be some change, and I need to be a voice for all these people out there suffering because, wow, my eyes have been opened. I've heard of the stars, Avril Lavigne and Kelly Osbourne and Shania Twain and Alec Baldwin, all these people that have had Lyme disease, and I had no idea what it was. And I was like, how bad could it be? Oh my goodness. It attacks every major organ in your body. It goes into your brain. It changes you. You can literally feel like you're being eaten alive. You feel like it's the biggest mental battle of your life because you feel like you're dying almost every single day. We need more compassionate people in politics. And I'm just going to keep spreading the word because there needs to be more voices. So be careful. If you have some sort of mysterious illness and you feel like a hypochondriac, please look at Lyme disease. You're not crazy. It's most likely that. And I just also want to say that isn't it bizarre that we live in one of the most wooded areas in the world and we have the highest rate in the world for MS, but we have the lowest rate for Lyme disease. And guess what? The symptoms mimic each other. I wonder how many people out there have been misdiagnosed and put on all kinds of medication that's not making them feel any better. I feel blessed that I've got some answers sooner than later because I've seen how incredibly destructive this disease can be in 2 years. So if you know of somebody, please, that needs answers, needs help, needs guidance, I am here for you. I understand. I just want to help. And I'm going to get through this, and it's going to be my new mission. This is my new purpose, is to become a Lyme disease advocate warrior and just spread love and hope